Hello, my name's Chrissy Abram, and I manage PR and influencer marketing here at Later. So Bob is on the screen, but I've already asked her if I could hype her up for about 30 seconds. So Babba Rivera, she's an award-winning brand marketing professional, Forbes 30 under 30, and she has the experience of working at fast-growing growth companies such as Uber and Away. Also, she's formerly served as a founder and CEO of global brand marketing agency by Babba. Now, most recently, Baba's expanded her experience of brand building and D2C businesses as the founder of clean hair care brand Ceremonia. This was inspired by her Latin heritage and rituals that she grew up with. Hi, Baba.
Hi, wow, what a great hype woman. I will bring you everywhere.
So nice to spend time with you. And I'm very excited. We were just having a little huddle before we went live. And I was saying to Baba, how amazing is it to have to do no prep for this conversation because we're truly just going to be spending a little bit of time unpacking just a slice of your life. I think it's fascinating just to maybe share a little bit about your career background. Like I just shared, Uber Away by Baba, and now we're here with Ceremonia. Do you just want to give a little bit of an intro to what led you to Ceremonia?
I mean, in a way, I feel like everything that I have done in my life and career has really paved the way to bring me to where I am today. But I think, backing in time even more so than the introduction, I think it's important to remember that I grew up in a household where any of the life that I have today was unheard of. I come from a very humble beginning. I am the daughter of two immigrant parents who came to Sweden, flowing away from the Pinochet dictatorship in Chile, hoping to find a better future. And I I don't think that I fully have recognized the impact that upbringing has had on me. And in many ways, I feel like Ceremonia is a tribute to my life journey as an immigrant Latinx kid, growing up in a very homogenous country like Sweden, and eventually moving to the capital of Sweden, which felt like a huge deal at the time, and fast forward to today, living in New York, running my own business, being one of less than 60 Latina women to ever raise over $1 million in VC funding. Like it's an incredible journey to reflect on, and I really feel like Ceremonia is so motivating to me because I think of it as bigger than me, and Ceremonia hopefully this company can become that benchmark that I wish I could have had growing up and that I could have read about in the media, that could have widened my perspective of what was possible for someone with my background. So I really hope that Ceremony can serve that purpose in the future.
Yeah, I mean, kind of jumping right into one of the questions I had for you. So Ceremonia, before we jump into that, do you just want to share a little bit around like what it is so we have context into what the company actually offers?
Yes, the Ceremony is a clean hair care brand that is very much inspired by my own Latinx heritage and the rituals that I grew up with. And what that means is that we're offering the very best of clean hair care. We formulate all of our products with natural ingredients from Latin America. And we have a very long list of ingredients that we say no to. So we don't use any sulfates, no parabens, no silicones, which sounds like a given, but you will be surprised with most of the ingredients that are in most of your beauty products. So with Ceremonia, we're really pushing the boundaries for what the future of beauty should be.
When you started the company, you did something that might be a little unexpected compared to what other business owners might do when they have a retail company and it could potentially have a whole line of products. You decided to launch with one product. Can you talk a little bit around the reasoning behind it and a little bit around the go to market strategy when you have one product to hype up?
Yeah, definitely. So, sorry for some potential background noise. I'm in New York City where there's always a fire truck or a police car, you name it. So, apologize in advance. Um, so, we launched with our hero product called Aceite de Mosca, which is a scalp remedy oil. It's actually an award winning product of ours. It won Women's Health Award for Best Scalp Oil. And the reason we launched with a single SKU versus a full routine is that as a consumer, I always thought it was fascinating with companies that came out of nowhere, expecting me as a consumer to swap out everything I have in my cabinet for their stuff. And like, there is no trust in the beginning with a new brand. I don't know who they are. I don't know if their stuff works. So, am I really excited to swap out everything I know about beauty for this new brand that came 2 minutes ago? I don't think that's realistic. And I felt like we would have a better chance towards long term success if we were able to launch with one star SKU that we could really be known for, and then help build out the ritual together with our customers. And the reason the scalp remedy oil was so enticing to me versus like a shampoo and conditioner, which is something maybe more expected, is that scalp health is so important for overall hair wellness. However, most people do not have a scalp ritual established yet. So it's an amazing opportunity for a new brand like us to really come and have people give us a try with this new ritual that they can add to their existing routine. So with Aceite de Mosca, we were not asking anyone to stop using their favorite hair products. We were just, asking them to enhance results by adding a scalp remedy ritual once a week. And our Aceite de Mosca happens to be an incredibly powerful one. So once people started using it, we immediately got requests about more clean hair care products. The most requested item was a shampoo and conditioner. And it was so fun to later on introduce a shampoo and conditioner when we already had a community that we were able to co-create with. So I think that was a very successful part of our strategy to introduce an item that can easily be added to an existing routine and use that to drive hype, press, trust, and brand awareness, and then introduce more sort of like staples that people can easily add to their routine with us once they trust us.
I'm a little curious though. So I know because I've been following on your social media channels, both your personal and brand, I know that you're very mindful of where your product shows up in terms of what retail locations. When you first launched with this single product, how did you determine whether it was going to be maybe a social commerce play or if you were going to be in an in real life shop? Because those do exist, right?
Yeah. So the sort of timing decided for us because we are a COVID baby. So no one was really entertaining brick and mortar at the moment of launch. However, I was curious to start having conversations with retailers for the future. And I must say that one of the downsides with launching with only one SKU was that a lot of retail partners, they're so used to seeing these, like startups come and go. I mean, the reality is most startups don't even make it to their 1 year. So if I was a buyer at one of these, prestigious beauty retailers, I would probably also be like, yeah, come back once you have like grown up. So there were a lot of like, not many retailers want to take the meeting with us in the early stage when we only had one SKU. But persistence is key. And I continue to entertain the retail partners that I really wanted. And eventually they just saw the brand, and they would see it in the media, they would see it on influencers, they would see the raving reviews, and they would see that we kept launching additional SKUs. And I think that was enough momentum for them to want to take a meeting. And we intentionally decided to launch with Credo first. Credo is basically the authority of clean beauty. I am obsessed with them, both as a consumer and a founder. I look to them for guidance with what clean really should be. They have one of the most strict standards for clean, way stricter than Sephora clean. And so Credo was on our top 3 list of retailers we wanted to launch with, and we did so in September of this year.
So exciting. That's awesome. So we have this whole suite of product. We have the iconic product that we launched with. And then this summer, I know my team was obsessed with the terry cloth collection. And I showed this to Baba earlier. I managed to get my hands on it. What was the thinking behind this? Now, I know there was only a limited run. So, was it more an exclusivity factor? Was it a demand from the customer base? What was it?
Yeah, so in the summer, we introduced a new product, mini collection that we called the Guava collection. And it was a leave-in conditioner and a detangling UV protecting spray. And they both had guava as the hero ingredient. And we started sort of playing around with how would we launch this, and we had these beautiful illustrations of guava pattern in guava summer, and then guava summer became sort of like the theme for our sort of summer marketing campaign. And as we were thinking about guava summer, just naturally we felt like guava summer needs its own swag moment. This is really an opportunity to build a brand moment and connect with our community. We have actually something that most people don't know is that we have a community of insiders that we call them. It's the Ceremonia Familia. We have about 200 community members that we connect with on a daily basis through an app called Geneva. And we love to co-create with them. So we just started sketching some swag items, and then we would ask them for advice and hear what they thought. And once we felt like everyone was obsessed, especially with the bucket hat, we did also a terry shirt, and the bucket hat is reversible. We knew that we had something exciting going on. And initially, we weren't going to sell these. We just created them for our community and for the photo shoot. And then when we started teasing it out, the first thing that happened was everyone asking, how do I get the bucket hat? And that's when we collaborated with a small factory, like a family-run workshop really in Colombia, to create a limited run for us to sell.
So exciting. Were there any unexpected wins that came with it that you couldn't have even forecasted by launching the product line?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just created so much of momentum. I still have like investors come to me and be like, oh yeah, and I loved your guava summer campaign, and like my daughter got the cherry shirt, and I'm like, really? Like I think because we had so many touch points with the storytelling around this guava launch, it just became a much bigger moment for us. And we were able to get a lot of social media love from influencers who maybe wouldn't usually post a hair tutorial, but they would rock the swag, and then we would be featured in their channel through a different narrative. So we definitely saw a lot of added sort of brand hype during this moment.
I love that. It definitely makes me think about, when you have that staple product from a brand side of things, how can you think of the complementary products that allow the storytelling to just evolve naturally? And then showing up on people's channels you could never have dreamt of. Switching gears just a little bit, because I do manage our influencer marketing here at Later, and you have quite the personal following. Also, just the one name, Baba, which is pretty iconic in itself. We had talked about this, and I have a little bit of a theory around it. So, right now in the US, there's over 32 million small businesses, which make up 99% of the businesses in total, which is wild to me. Now, I was reading a couple stats earlier, and I think we're seeing about a 10% year on year growth rate, which is incredible and amazing to think of considering the past couple of years that we've had. So, there is a piece of me that looks at Instagram and all the other social media channels, and I think about the new wave of influencers that are coming to be. And I do have this hunch that a wave of influencers we're starting to see are small business owners. And it might be because we're wanting to do more storytelling about the brands and it's easy to just hop on your own channels. And we also might see their growth because if I was a small business owner looking for someone to confide in or just the content I'm looking for in terms of they've had a hard day, I've had a hard day, it's end of year or maybe end of month, like we're all in it together. You have a little bit of a philosophy when it comes to managing your own channel versus what Ceremonia offers. Do you just want to unpack that a little bit? I found it quite interesting.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that personal brand as a founder is not a must, but such an advantage if you master it. It's an amazing opportunity for the brand. And that's not to say you can't be successful without it, but if you have a charismatic founder who would feel comfortable in the spotlight, there are many benefits to get from it. And we certainly see that with press features and speaking engagements. And we just get included in a lot of things that I don't think maybe we would have otherwise if it wasn't for the social clout that I have built as a founder myself. I really manage the two accounts very separately. We have the Ceremonia marketing and community team overseeing the Instagram for Ceremonia, and then I manage my own account. I don't have anyone ever logging in on my account or posting for me or anything. It's very personal to me, and I think that really is the reason people follow me. They really get to connect with me, and I don't have time to answer every DM, but I try to read at least, I think I read all of them, to be honest, and then I'm sometimes on the go and can't answer, but I really connect with my followers one-to-one, and I host a lot of Q&As where I answer things very authentic and raw, and I always get a lot of DMs when I share the behind the scenes of building the business. And I think that's really what people are craving. And you don't see that a lot from influencers because the influencer world was built during this whole like extravagant, shiny surface. And I think that's where Instagram stories are so interesting, and also TikToks where you can really invite your audience behind the scenes.
One of the things you had touched on in the beginning of our session was more around the why of Ceremonia, the purpose and why you keep going day to day. I think that's just really interesting to end on is what puts your 2 feet on the ground in the morning?
I feel so incredibly motivated by this journey because I really want Ceremonia to put the Latinx demographic on the world stage. I think that we really need more minority founded brands to speak to the world and not just to their own niched community. And I really hope that Ceremonia can pave the way for many other minority founders to follow suit. And I hope that our hopeful success in the future can be that business benchmark that other founders can point to when they're fundraising or going through the buildings of their company.